Let's start with the poem. We had stopped at the first, second, third stanza, and I asked you your opinion. I wanted to know your opinion. Why is there a repetition of the line, good old fashioned war? Have you thought of anything? What have you thought of? Why do you think this good old fashioned war is said twice and then that too good and old fashioned war? Good war. I mean, this is a oxymoron. You can understand. War and good cannot go together. So, what do you think is the poet's way of thinking in this particular line? Any guess? Anything? Speak out, say something. Who will say? Sharthok, Shayok, Shayok.
Ma'am, can you wait? I am searching for my book.
Okay. Onudipan, anything you think that what is like? Just make a wild guess. Why do you think it is called good old-fashioned war? I mean, what is the poet's attitude in saying this, or what does he want to say in saying such a thing? What is his intention of saying it? How would you denote? Anyone? Nilakhi? I would like.
Ma'am, I'm thinking.
You should have thought yesterday only. I told you all to think at home. You must be having some thought. I mean, instantly also when you hear a poem or you read a storybook, how do you understand? Comprehending something is very important. It is a part of your comprehension also. In examination, you have to sit, read the passage, understand the passage, and then answer the questions. So comprehending or having an idea of something is also very important. So, what is your idea of comprehending this line? Like the very moment you hear a song, you like it, or read a poetry, you like it. You see a movie, you like it. Maybe you need to see it the second or third time for understanding it even better. But what is your first impression of it?
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes,
Ma'am, can I try?
yes, yes.
Yes, I think that this good old-fashioned war means that during those times, common people of the cities didn't really know what is happening in the battlefield, and they only believed what the leaders told them. And by that, they thought it was very glorious for their children to go to the war.
Yes,
So,
yes, that is of course a factor because I was talking about after Blenheim yesterday also that they glorified war. They had a feeling that this is something very great and going for the warfare. Of course, that is a factor, and that is being sarcastically put forward by Dylan. He is sarcastically saying it that it is a good old fashioned war and he has gone there, so he it's again a glorifying thing. Very good, Sriji. Okay, we continue with the poem now. Come to the third stanza, both first, second, third, fourth stanza. Then the letters ceased to come. For a long time they did not come. They ceased to come for about 10 months or more. Then a letter finally came saying, "Go down and meet the train. Your sons are coming home from the war." So there was a longish time the letter stopped coming. It was almost 10 months. The letter did not come. And then a letter finally came telling that your son is coming. So please go and meet him. Go and, greet him and meet him. He's coming back from war. She smiled and went right down. She looked everywhere around, but she could not see her soldier son in sight. But As all the people passed, she saw her son at last. When she did, she could hardly believe her eyes. So she went down and she was very excited. Her son is coming back from warfare, and then and there was a crowd of people coming, and she was watching very eagerly to get a view of her son. Where is her son? But then she found she was not being able to recognize any. I mean, none of them in the crowd. The son was not there. Then she realized that her son was there. As the people passed off, she saw her son at last. When she did, she could hardly believe her eyes. Why? Let us hear. Let us see. Why could she hardly believe her eyes? Oh, his face was all shot up and his hand was all blown off. And he wore a metal brace around his waist. He whispered, kind of slow in a voice she did not know, while she couldn't even recognize his face. The face was all blown up. It has been deformed. I mean, the face was not recognizable even by the mother. It became all deformed. And he was wearing a brace around his waist. And everything is so gruesome. It's so gory, it hits your eye, it hits your mental, your mind. Seeing such a picture of a near and dear one, of course, a mother seeing a son in this way was really very difficult. She just couldn't believe her eyes. And because she could not recognize her son, the way he came back, and he couldn't even talk. He whispered kind of slow in a voice she did not know. So it seemed that the voice has also become different. Everything has changed. So just see the contrast. Till the third stanza, it was all glorifying. And then started the contrast. Oh Lord, not even recognize his face. Oh, tell me, my darling son, pray tell me, what they done? How is it you come to be this way? The mother is asking the son, what has they done to you? What have they done to you? Can't even recognize you, can't see, understand who you are. How is it you come to be this way? I mean, I told you, she lacked farsightedness. She never knew the result of the person holding a gun. Someone holds a gun this side, then someone else is holding a gun on the other side. So that was not very clear to her. She knew that her son is in a very glorious state because he has a gun, he looks smart, he is in his uniform, and the other person can also do disaster like he is doing. So, how is it you come to by this way, be in this way? He tried his best to talk, but his mouth could hardly move, and the mother had to turn her face away. He could hardly talk. And the mother, she, of course, you can understand any near and dear ones, if you are, seeing even a friend, even someone you know, in such a dilapidated state, of course, we just don't feel like looking at him. I mean, it's so scary to see. So mother turned about. She could not put her eyes, I mean, she could not see. She was not ready to see her son in such a state. Don't you remember, Ma, when I went off to war? You thought it was the best thing I could do? I was on the battleground, you were home, acting proud. You wasn't there standing in my shoes. Acting proud, not in my shoes. So see, these are the striking words of the poem. You have been proud, you were acting because you didn't have to go to the war field. You were not in my position. You did not have to face the enemy. You did not know what everything was like. I had to do it. And it is so gruesome. You would have understood only if you were in my shoes. Oh, and I thought when I went there, I was there, God, what am I doing here? I am trying to kill somebody or die trying. But the thing that scared me most was when my enemy came close and I saw that his face looked like just the same. So, what actually was so very scary for the boy, not only that he was killing someone, not only that the opponent has a gun too, not only these things, not, you know, he was not scared about this only, but when he was killing someone, he was so very astonished. I'm killing someone who's just like me, but for what? Why am I killing him? I mean, a human being. So just see, these lines are the touchy places. I am trying to kill somebody or die trying, but the thing that scared me most was when my enemy came close. What did I see? That his face looked just like mine. When he came close, I could see his face and my face was quite the same. We both are someone's son, someone's brother, someone's husband, someone's friend, or whatever. We both had same features. We both are human being and one trying to kill each other. But for what? That is what made him not only, he was not only physically shattered, he was even mentally shattered. Oh Lord, just like mine. And I couldn't help but think, through the thunder rolling and sting, that I was just a puppet in play. This is the, you know, this is the most important line that we can think of. I couldn't help but think, through the thunder rolling and sting, that I was just a puppet in the play. So this actually talks about, you know, soldiers. They are just fellows, you know. Uh, they are satisfying the orders and killing people when they are asked to, without the slightest consideration of remorse. You need to be in the state of, you know, that the mentality should be such that whoever comes, I'll kill. You have to get rid of your emotions. You needn't have a heart, a mind, or anything. You just behave like a machine. Otherwise, what am I? You know, the soldier here is moreover like an instrument. Just like we press the button of a computer and start working, just like we press a gun and shoot, so also the soldier, you know, the human being is being placed in a certain area just for the sake of satisfying the whims, fancies, desires of some leaders. So I'm a puppet in the play. I'm no one here. I'm not a distinguished person here. I'm not an individual here. I'm no one important here. I'm just a puppet doing my part of the work so that I get my salary, I get my food, I get my nourishment, and so on and so forth. So this is the work I'm doing. So the pathos, the remorse, the heart-wrecking emotions of the poet is very well, being described through these lines. So that I was just a puppet in the play. Please underline that line. That is the most important line of the poem, that the realization that I'm no other than a puppet in the play. And the string, and through the roar and smoke, this string is finally broke, and a cannonball blew my eyes away. The string of thought was broken. At a point of time, I realized whatever I'm doing, I'm not doing the right thing. And then what happened? I lost my mind. My, my thought process overtook my uh, power of fighting. I mean, the reasonability was so much. I mean, I became so much concerned about what I'm doing that I just could not act like a machine. And I lost myself in a way that I lost myself who was fighting a warfare. I became a human being. And I realized that what I'm doing is not right. And the moment I realized, it was the moment that a cannonball came and just destroyed me. As he turned away to walk, his ma was still in shock. As soon at seeing the metal brace that helped him stand, he couldn't even stand. He is now absolutely a thrown away person. He has been used, and now the condition is such he is absolutely thrown away. Now, see, you may say the government compensates, the government gives them so many things, they are given this, they are given that, they are given land, they are given food. But what about the person? How is he living his life? What has he got? Getting food and ration and a place to stay. What about the mind? He is going to live with a shock for his life, that he has been killing so many, killing people who are just like himself. Killing why? For no reason. He didn't know the reason why he was killing. And his realization finally. The final realization that I'm killing. Why? Because I'm a puppet in the hands of someone who is directing me. And I just don't know why I'm doing it. So these are the thoughts with which he is going to live his rest of his life. So now comes the realization of the mother. Of course, the son, he was a very obedient son. He was a son who wanted to satisfy his mother's desire, and he did it. And what did he do? He lost himself. The mother lost a healthy son. And what has the country got out of it? Maybe the personal desires of a few has been satisfied. I mean, this is what actually warfare is all about. As he turned away to walk, his ma was still in shock at seeing the metal brace that helped him stand. So, mind you, he could not stand. The metal brace helped him stand. But as he turned to go, he called his mother close. He called his mother close and he dropped his medals down into her hand. This is what you wanted. You wanted to decorate the wall with the medals that I would get. I have got it. I've lost everything for that. Of course, not my life, but living a life in this way, I think it would have been better if he was not alive, because this is no life that he is going to live. He cannot even stand without a brace. His face is absolutely destroyed with the cannonball. So the condition of his is very poor. And he dropped the medals onto the feet of his mother, saying, well, this is what you wanted, and you can take it. I have done what you wanted me to do. I have satisfied your desire. You thought you would be proudly declaring, you have been declaring very proudly about your son going to war, and this is the result. Mind you, the son did accuse his mother once, saying, do remember to write these when you are writing about the poem. that I was on the battleground, you were at home acting proud. Do remember these two lines. I was in the battleground fighting, and you were acting proud. This is no reason to be proud, but you were acting. You had to act. And this acting, for the acting, you have got the medals. You wasn't there standing in my shoes. You never know what I was going through. Just to satisfy yours, decorating the wall with medals, this is what has been done to me. This is what condition I'm in. So this is what you wanted. Now take the medals and be happy. This is what you wanted. So that is what John Brown is all about. So anything that you did not understand, you tell me. Is there anything you did not follow in the poem? Yes, children? Could you understand the poem clearly? The feel of the poem? Let's hear the song.
So straight and tall in his uniform and all. His mother's face broke out into a grin. She says, son, you look so fine. I'm so glad you're a son of mine. It makes her proud to know you wear a gun. Until the captain says, lots of medals you will get. We'll hang them on the wall when you get home. As the train pulled out, Joe's mom began to shout, telling everyone in the neighborhood, that's my son about to go. He's a soldier, now you know. She made well sure the neighbors understood. She got a letter once in a while, and her Facebook and her smile. She showed them to the people from next door. She bragged about her son in his uniform and gun, and this thing she called a good old-fashioned war. The seas to come for about time it did not come. The seas to come for about 10 months or more. Then he let her find a kid, son, go down another train. Your son is coming home from the war. Oh, she smiled a little bit down. She looked up and all around. She could not see a soldier's son inside. But as all the people passed, she saw her son at last. And when she did, she could not believe her eyes. Oh, his face was all shot off, and his hands were blown away. He wore a metal brace around his waist. He whispered kind of slow, in a voice she didn't know. She didn't even recognize his face. She said, oh my darling son, Lord, tell me what they've done. How is it you came to be this way? He tried his best to talk, but his mouth could hardly move. And his mother had to turn her face away. Don't you remember when I went off to war? You thought it was the best thing I could do. I was on the battleground, you were home acting Lord, what am I doing here? Trying to kill someone or die trying. But the thing that scared me most when my enemy came close, I saw that his face looked just like mine. I couldn't let me think through the thunder or instinct that I was just a puppet in a play. And through the roaring smoke, that string it finally broke, and a cannonball it blew my eyes away. When he turned away to go, his mother acted slow, as she saw the metal brace that helped him stand. And as they turned to leave, he held his mother close, and he dropped his medals down into her hand.
So that was it. Did you like it, children? Did you like it, children?
Yes, ma'am.